Okay, today we're going to break down a really powerful idea about money and work, one that gets to the heart of why so many of us feel financially stuck. Let's dive in and figure out the escape route from what's called the middle class trap. So, this is the core idea right here, and it completely flips the script on how we usually think about wealth. The problem isn't necessarily being broke, it's being trapped inside a system. What that really suggests is that the issue isn't the number in your bank account, but the entire structure of your financial life. Exactly. That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? If the trap isn't just the lack of money, then what in the world are we caught in? That's what we're going to unpack right now, and we'll even get to the key to unlocking it. So, first things first. To really understand the trap, we have to look at the path we're all kind of taught to follow. The one that's sold to us as the guaranteed formula for a successful life. I mean, does this look familiar? It should. It's the classic playbook, right? Work hard, get yourself a good job, and then stay loyal. The promise behind all this is simple. Just follow these steps and you'll hit financial security. And this is where the trouble starts. Now, this path isn't automatically a bad thing, but it has this hidden, really critical flaw that nobody ever seems to warn you about. It's the kind of flaw that can keep you running in place for your whole career. And this just nails the core of the issue. The traditional path, it teaches us how to be fantastic employees. It teaches us how to trade our time and our skills for a paycheck. But you know what it doesn't teach us? How money itself can work for you. That is the huge missing piece of the puzzle. So, this brings us to what the trap really is. See, it isn't about how much you earn. It's all about the difference between dependency and real, genuine financial freedom. So what do we mean by dependency? Well, it's actually super simple. If you have to actively work for every single dollar you make, you are in a state of dependency. If you stop working, whether it's for a vacation because you get sick or for retirement, your income stops too. That right there is the trap. This shows the two paths perfectly. On one side, you've got this endless chase for the next paycheck. But on the other side, there's a totally different way of thinking, building a system where your income doesn't rely on you showing up to work every single day. Okay, so we've laid out what the trap is. The big question is, how do we get out? Well, the answer isn't some get-rich-quick scheme. It's actually a fundamental shift in how you think. This right here is the turning point. The one idea that can literally change everything. Now, this might sound a little backward, but it is so important. Just chasing a higher salary can often just build you a bigger, more comfortable cage. You get a raise, your lifestyle gets more expensive, but you're still just as dependent on that next paycheck. The core problem hasn't changed at all. The real escape route, it starts in your mind. It's about totally changing your relationship with work and with money. It's not about what you do from 9 to 5, it's about how you see the entire financial game. And this quote just says it all. Once you really truly get this idea, you can't unsee it. Every financial choice you make, every career move, every dollar you earn, it all gets viewed through this new, much more powerful lens. So, what does this new way of thinking actually look like in practice? Well, it's all about shifting your role from just being an employee to becoming the controller of your own financial future. So with this new mindset, your job becomes a tool you use to build something bigger. The main goal shifts from just chasing a bigger salary to gaining more control over your time and your income. You go from a short-term focus on earning to a long-term strategy of building. And you start to realize that the ultimate prize isn't just a big bank account, it's freedom. Look, adopting this way of thinking is ground zero. It is the absolute foundation you need before you can start making different choices and building a life that isn't totally dependent on you having to work all the time. This is the beginning of the escape plan. And that leaves us with one last really powerful question to think about. Just for a second, forget about the dollar amount in your bank account and ask yourself this. How much of your own time do you truly own? The answer to that question reveals the huge fundamental difference between simply being rich and being free.